Now you can listen to Wine and Dine Radio while shopping at the grocery store or your neighborhood wine merchant. Wine and Dine Radio can be heard using your wireless internet on your cell phone. You're listening to iWineRadio. iWineRadio is a production of Food Tastes Better with Wine on the web at iWineRadio.com. Hey guys, I thank you for listening to iWineRadio, and we are still the only wine channel on iTunes Radio. If you go look under iTunes radio icon and scroll down to News and Talk Directory, and it's listed alphabetically, click on that and the stream comes up immediately. iWineRadio.com, where you can find links to individual guests. And if anyone's interested in advertising or becoming an underwriter or sponsor, please contact us at iWineRadio.com. We really, really appreciate your support. The more support we get, the more conversations I can have with fascinating people around the world, including you. If you have a story to tell that you'd like to share on iWine Radio, go to iWineRadio.com and contact us, and we'll go from there.
Hi, this is Dave Reddy Jr., winemaker at Murphy-Goode, and I invite you to enjoy our Murphy-Goode wines, join our wine club, and nominate a few good heroes on our Facebook page. Hope to see you soon. Learn more online at murphygoode.com.
Today is my great pleasure to introduce you to Dave Reddy Jr. Dave Reddy Jr. is the winemaker for Murphy-Goode, serious wine and no doubt serious fun, Healdsburg-based winery. And what the reason for this interview, which is so cool because there's a possibility we're going to continue this conversation in the months to come, is that the Murphy-Goode Winery has been a supporter of a few good heroes. Well, a contest that they put together. They've been recognizing heroes since fall 2011, and the winery has donated more than $100,000 to Operation Homefront, and they recently picked their first winner. And you can join this contest on Facebook. And let me ask Dave Reddy to give us some history of the event and how people can participate. Dave, thank you so very much. And whose idea was this?
This is something that, we started talking about years ago. We've always played off of, being Murphy-Goode,
yeah.
And so it was good times. And then we started talking about good deeds and, what could we do to change the world. And, so we've been working with a group called Operation Homefront since we started that in 2011, which is a group that helps military families or returning soldiers with places to live, or it's a ride to the doctor. It's filling that gap between, when they return and when the government is really ready to help them financially. And so my father, my grandfathers all served in the military, so we've always had strong ties to that. And I thought it would just be great to be able to help, those are the soldiers that keep this country what it is.
So how can people explain to us the before we talk about the current winner? What is the premise of this contest, and how can people nominate someone and participate?
Yeah, so our spin-off of that, and we're continuing to work with Operation Homefront. We've donated over $100,000 since 2011. Is now we've started this A Few Good Heroes in conjunction with that, and it's essentially a Facebook contest where you can go in and nominate someone that you believe is a hero. And it does not need to be military based.
Okay.
It could just it can be about anything, helping a neighborhood, just someone that's helping to change the world around them. And so we've, have a lot of nominations coming in on Facebook, and photo, a story, and people can go on and then vote for whoever they believe the greatest hero of that month is, and you can vote. I think it's once a day for those heroes, and so we're going to have 6 heroes of the month. And, so the winners of each of that month, we will donate $1,000 in their name to a charity of their choice. And then also we will then donate $1,000 a month to Operation Homefront, who, is our charity of choice at this point. And, so we just had our first winner. And he was Captain Robert Phillips, who is now residing in Virginia. Just moved out from New Mexico, but recently served in Afghanistan. He was a guy who donated bone marrow to a cancer patient. And a father of 8, and just all around selfless guys. And so his charity of choice was the Fisher House Foundation, which is an organization that provides housing for military families just so they can be near their loved ones wherever they're hospitalized. Because there's all those peripheral costs, and so I think that also, wow, what a great organization. I mean, just helping to have your family near you. I think that's an amazing organization.
So just to clarify here, the marketing and the public relations and winemaking, all the people who are employees of Murphy-Goode are not voting. It's people who are friends of Murphy-Goode on Facebook. They're the ones that are voting for these heroes who are submitted on Facebook.
Right, and nominating.
And nominating, okay.
We're not allowed to nominate our families.
Yes.
Although my mom should be a hero, dang it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I just think it's just a cool movement. People should be recognized for the great things that they do.
So what kind of other nominations have you seen that are not military?
Currently this month, there's a woman in Omaha, Nebraska that, has lived in this neighborhood that it's one of those not nice neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And, over the last decade, she's turned it around, and so the city actually recently has named 4 streets after her.
Wow.
And is brought in urban farming and taking over. Just push people to take over those open lots and turn them into gardens, whether they're vegetable gardens or flowers, and runs a weekly youth movement to get kids off the street and teach them to be, better people and to move on and become great adults. I thought that was a really cool story. There's a woman, her son, unfortunately, was killed in Afghanistan, and she was just mortified by the way that he was sent back, in a box, no guards.
Oh, wow.
Watched her son be lifted off the plane with a forklift. And obviously was very angry, but she took that and now has started an organization to ensure that if our soldiers return to us that way, that they're brought back with guardsmen and with, pride and put in,
respect.
Brought back with respect. And I think that, wow, that's pretty amazing. That really touches me. There's some really neat people out there that, all of them deserve to win.
Are there any teachers being nominated?
There are, yes. There is it's actually a parent of one of the schools that has really, you read through all the things that this woman is doing for the school, getting grants, getting flowers around this, it's in one of the urban schools, and this one, I believe, was in San Francisco. I mean, look, there's so many heroes and great things that people can do, and I think it's great that they can be recognized.
Dave, if someone nominates, like for the month of February, and they don't win, are they allowed to re-nominate them the next month?
Wow, you got me stumped.
Because it would occur to me that somebody would try to do that.
Right, that potentially everyone stays on there, and yeah, maybe the voting then restarts. I wish I had the answer to that, but that's a good suggestion if it isn't already that way.
Okay.
One of the things I probably forgot to mention is that, so after we have our 6 winners, we're going to then have a grand winner, and we're going to go to their hometown and throw a huge 4th of July party in their honor.
Oh, wow.
So I think that'll be really fun and just, spreading the camaraderie and the fun and the good times, good with an E.
So David, exactly. Now, David Reddy Jr., winemaker of Murphy-Goode Winery, tell us what wines you're going to be pouring at this barbecue.
Well, it's going to be summer, so we obviously, our Sauvignon Blanc, we call it the Fumé.
The Fumé.
The Fumé.
Okay.
It's just one of those great summer wines, refreshing. We grow that up in the North Coast, so grapes are from Alexander Valley. We have some Mendocino and some Lake County from the estate, and it's a wine we've been making since 1985. It's why we came into existence in 1985. That's one of my favorites. Liar's Dice Zinfandel. I just think it's one of the great barbecue wines out there from California. It has that bright raspberry and that juiciness, and just goes so great with barbecue. And those are 2 great staples for any 4th of July party.
Okay, so in the colder months that we have right now, what would you be pouring?
Well, I really do enjoy our Merlot. I think is fantastic. Most of those grapes are Napa, Alexander Valley, and Mendocino. Merlot, a lot of people think that's, kind of a wimpy, it got a bad name after that whole sideways movement.
Yeah.
And, the Merlot that I make has great tannin. If I poured someone a glass, they'd typically think it is a Cabernet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I really do enjoy drinking that wine. And our Pinot Noir. Pinot, when it's not 30 below, maybe it's only 0, so I guess they say there is no temperature. That's a good time to be drinking Pinot. Pinot Noir is one of my favorite varietals, and it just, when I drink wine, it's not always even like what I'm eating.
Yes,
but, it's what time of day is it?
Yeah.
And what TV show am I watching? I'm pairing wines with whatever show I'm watching.
Oh, so true. And what mood you're in? Okay.
Exactly.
So, Dave Reddy Jr., winemaker for Murphy-Goode Winery, I'm sure you have a wine club as well, and if people would like to hop on board to that, we'll have links up as well, and on Facebook. Murphygoode.com.
Check it out.
Thank you so very much for your time today.
You bet. It was my pleasure. It was great catching up with you.
This was wonderful. Doesn't his voice sound familiar? It's some famous actor. I'm going to think of it after we hang up. But we will have links up for you to participate in the Murphy-Goode Winery contest on Facebook. Now you can listen to Wine and Dine Radio while shopping at the grocery store or your neighborhood wine merchant. Wine and Dine Radio can be heard using your wireless internet on your cell phone. You're listening to iWineRadio. iWineRadio is a production of Food Tastes Better with Wine, on the web at iWineRadio.com. Hey guys, I thank you for listening to iWine Radio, and we are still the only wine channel on iTunes Radio. If you go look under iTunes radio icon and scroll down to News and Talk Directory, and it's listed alphabetically, click on that and the stream comes up immediately. iWineRadio.com, where you can find links to individual guests. And if anyone's interested in advertising or becoming an underwriter or sponsor, please contact us at iWineRadio.com. We really, really appreciate your support. The more support we get, the more conversations I can have with fascinating people around the world, including you. If you have a story to tell that you'd like to share on iWine Radio, go to iWineRadio.com and contact us, and we'll go from there.